I tried to find a grip with my right hand. Nothing. Then, snap. The buckle keeping the passenger on my back opened, and suddenly I had no passenger. "Rolling!" I shouted, as I watched the downward tumble of arms and legs. "Rolling!" Seconds later, there was an explosion of dust as the body smashed into the rocks. I had failed in my mission. Chapter 2. I woke up blindfolded and on my back on a narrow medical bed in the computer laboratory. "Rolling!" I called again. It had taken nearly a half hour to climb to the bottom of the cliff, and another 20 minutes to get back to the dome, then a few minutes to get inside and park Bruce the robot body where it needed to be charged. "Rolling!" Here in the lab I wore a headset too, so I couldn't hear anything, not even my own voice as I shouted. My arms and my legs were strapped to the bed so I couldn't move. I was helpless until Rawling McTigray reached me. He was my friend, a scientist who worked with me on my virtual reality missions. It took a few seconds. He lifted the blindfold, and I blinked against the lights. Next came my headset. We did all of this because it was important that nothing distracted my mind from operating the robot body. "Thanks," I said, glad I could see and hear through my own eyes and ears now. Not being able to do that was one of the things I didn't like about being hooked up through virtual reality to a robot. But the advantages were great, especially to a kid who was unable to use his legs. Something had gone wrong during an operation on my spine when I was too young to remember, so now I was in a wheelchair. Yet because of that and a computer link in my spine, now I was the only one who could explore the planet of Mars in a robot's body. "You all right, Tyce?" Rawling asked, concern on his face. "The signal was clear, and I got a video feed of everything that happened." "I'm all right," I said. "But I'm afraid if this hadn't been a test run, someone on Bruce's back would be very dead right now. That crash test dummy you rigged really did become a crash test." When the robot body had rolled to the base of the cliff, I'd found the dummy. It was, or had been, the weight of a human. But in the fall, the legs and arms had ripped off, and the jagged rocks had speared the body portion. I shuddered to think of what those rocks would have done to a real person. "Mistakes are not always a bad thing," Rawling said as he unstrapped me and helped me sit up. "From what I can tell, the dummy was positioned too high. We need to strap it lower, closer to the center of gravity." "One other thing," I said. Rawling arched an eyebrow, the way he always did when he wanted to ask a question. He'd been a quarterback for a university back on Earth when he was younger, and his wide shoulders showed it. Now his short, dark hair was streaked with gray. One of 2 medical doctors under the dome, he'd also recently been appointed replacement director of the Mars Project. It might sound strange to say that though he was in his mid-40s, and I was only 14, in Earth years, Rawling was a great friend. After all, until a month ago, I'd been the only kid under the dome out of 200 people here, so I didn't expect friends my age. Also, Rawling had worked with me for hours every day since I was 8, training me in a virtual reality program to control a robot body as if it were my own. "You don't need to worry about the strap," I continued. "That's not why the dummy fell away from me." Rawling arched his eyebrow again. "It's the buckle," I said. I pictured how it had happened. "While I was swinging, it banged into a piece of rock. That's what released it. You need some sort of safety guard on it." "Good point," Rawling said. "Very good point. I'll get one of the techies to make the changes right away." Right away? What was his rush, I wondered. Today was supposed to be a normal school day for me, and Rawling had asked me to take time off to learn cliff climbing. "Rawling?" "Yes?" Rawling lifted my legs off the bed and helped me into my nearby wheelchair. "Why are we doing this?" I asked. "I mean, you don't expect that someday I'll actually have to lug someone down a cliff?" Rawling didn't answer. Instead, he walked over to the computer and the transmitter and began to shut down the power. "Rawling?" He finally turned to me. "Tyce Sanders," he said in a strange tone. "Meet me in my office in 5 minutes."